Prajadhiraj Nandana.
Therefore, other examples, in the Vaishnava tradition there are always been small groups. Often a small group will look after a group each. Each member of this subgroup will care for yet another group. In this way, thousands were cared for in a group system. Ramanujacharya created 74 groups. Each of the 6 Goswami cared for several groups of followers. This is a quote from Chaitanya Bhagavata at the time of the Muslim persecutions. Let 5 or 10 of you sit down by your houses and chant the holy names. This is an instruction by Lord Chaitanya. 5 or 10. Bhaktivinoda Thakur worked hard to create defined groups in each place where he preached. Many group members were given specific responsibilities. So clear jobs, clear sense of belonging. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur created 5 layers of administration to care for thousands of disciples. Disciples cared for by Upadeshat, Maha Upadeshat, Sannyasi and Acharya. So they're not just left like this hanging. When Srila Prabhu was asked, how many families in a Vedic village? He replied, 15. He created 108 centers, average number of devotees 15. What happens if you do not create groups of friendship and support? Spiritual life for members is hard to sustain. Members feel not part of the movement. Communication is ineffective. Organization is chaotic. Members susceptible to drifting away to other groups because they don't have strong bonds. Entire movement becomes weak and growth is slowed down. Pretty serious consequences. 2 examples from English history. 1. A preacher who created a network of small groups in addition to centers. One who simply gave great classes. John Wesley, 1703-1791. Preached throughout England for 60 years, creating congregations which were then divided into smaller groups. Have you ever heard about John Wesley?
The same as Saint John?
Huh?
Same as Saint John?
No. John Wesley is basically founded, the originator of the it was Christian, okay? And you heard about the Methodists? Yeah, they come from him. Have you heard about the Salvation Army? It comes from him. In some place, they're still called Wesley Methodists. So it was a major religious preacher and reformer. What he created spread to America. We could go on and on. He created a very active. His spirit in America, even next century, spearheaded a lot of preaching with music, Christian music in the current tunes. Preachers going by horse in different villages, and all comes from him. So what he did, he created smaller groups. When he died, hundreds of preachers and 80,000 members at his passing. This is 18th century, okay? 18,000 members were there at his funeral. There was another one, George Whitefield, a contemporary, 1714, 1770. Same time. Was the better preacher. He got better lecture, okay? But did not form groups. And he said, because I did not fashion my followers into groups, as did Wesley, when I called upon them to act, it was like pulling on a rope made of sand. Can you imagine the effect? You want to pull a rope, and the rope is made of sand. You cannot pull anything. Can you imagine a rope made of sand? You pull nothing comes. So he realized that. He gave great classes, but when he tried to do something, because he had no groups, he couldn't do anything. Srila Prabhupada told to Tribhuvanandas, do not make me another Alexander the Great. Preaching everywhere and conquering, but with the people remaining unchanged. Okay, I want to stop here. Because I want maybe to take one or two questions, and then I want you to share. We can finish later. There's just a few slides left. Any question or comment? Some of you know this thing. Some of you know very well. But today is the first day. It's the first day we're kind of putting a certain sort of foundations. Okay? Congregational development. And by congregational development, I mean our movement, our community needs to be arranged into groups. If you want to give that experience of close friendship, intimacy, if we want to engage these people in something, not just festival goers, temple goers, but people who have a lifestyle. Was that Vaishnava mood?
Mission and lifestyle.
Was that Vaishnava mood, mission and lifestyle. If we want people like this, we need two groups. You cannot do that with a group just comes to the Sunday program or come to the Ratayatra. That's part of the community life. I'm not preaching against large gatherings. We'll come to that. I'm not preaching against large gatherings. We need large gatherings. But between the large gatherings, we need organization groups for everyone. So this is the main message. Yes, Praneshwar Prabhu.
Is there anything which would fire back any disadvantages in having small groups? Any disadvantages or anything which we should watch out for while making small groups? Anything which could fire back negative?
Oh, well, there are a lot of things we need to look for. Yeah, I mean, it's not automatic that you form people in a small group it will work. Yeah. There are many dangers. There are many ways of having groups. But right now we are stressing the principle. Then how the principle is applied. Just to give you an example, the small groups, they also need to feel part of a greater reality. They cannot just be bubbles in the ocean. Otherwise you may lose the whole group. Unless they're strongly supervised. In other words, they have strong relation not only within the group, but also a strong sense of identification with the rest. There are things which connect all the groups, engage all the groups as groups together. Something happened in Delhi last year that they had quite a few groups, but for some reason, I'm just giving as an example. I don't know the details of but it seems that one group leader got into some Radhakund Babaji, and I heard took away some 100 people with him, or more, 120 people. Just I don't know how long they stayed with the Radhakund Babaji, but at least that sense of it seemed, I don't know the details. I'm giving as an example, general example, but it seems that these groups were not closely or effectively supervised. The people somehow had more just a relation with this person, or this person who somehow, nobody said, wait a minute, this doesn't work. There was no there was no real reaction time. Was very slow, no reaction. Also, the groups need to be productively together. It may also become like a social thing. Yeah, Krishna Katha, blah blah blah. But then they start just Prajalpa and this and that. So, like I said, it needs a proper DNA. So certainly there are. So in a general sense, I don't know of any principal side effect against having groups. But obviously, once you have groups, you need to take care of them. I mean, just like deity worship. It's you invite Krishna to establish a relation, but you can also make a lot of offense we hear how entire villages in India got destroyed because they didn't take care of the deity properly. So if you say, yes, we want deities, but we need to take care of them. So we want groups, but we need to have a clear plan of how to handle this group. So we have some, there was a last question? Okay, I'll take this question. Where's the mic? Somehow, where's the mic? I'll take the last question.
Usually,
Can you speak loud? Can you hear when the people speak in the mic? Speak loud.
usually when people discourage this kind of group formation and they are for centralized management, there is a bit of insecurity that when you form groups and when you form leaders of those individual groups, some of those leaders may become powerful and may pose a power threat to you yourself. So somewhere that comes from that insecurity also, and that I think is one of the challenges within our institution also, that instead of seeing the subordinates as leaders in their own right, sometimes they may be perceived as threats, and that's why some people may always want to keep power with themselves. So how do we overcome this also? Seeing the positive side of forming groups and not seeing them as threats.
Okay, I'm going to put it in the card part because it's very interesting, very relevant. We'll call it fear of replacement. Yes, and this it's under the major umbrella that congregational development not only is about vision and capacity, but it's also about attitude. History, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada vision. Then we discuss these 10 points of why religious movements succeed or fail. We discussed the vision of the block of marble, and then we discussed this concept of unless you create groups, you'll not really be able to engage or have a movement. So please pick up a person you don't know very well, sit in front of each other. Please don't just turn around, just chair or in the front chair. You speak, the other one person speaks 2-3 minutes, and the other speaks 3 minutes. And when you're done, it's time for prashada. I will not ring a bell or anything. You have about 5 minutes to talk about the morning. Is it clear? Okay, so take at least 5 minutes.
So in the morning we had a general overview of, quick overview of our Acharya's vision, his few of our latest Acharyas, and we had that sociological analysis of why movements succeed or fail. One thing which I think is missing, but again, it's, I respect the sociologists of religion to include that, but it's also that one element is that some movements, how to put it, how to include reincarnation in the picture. In other words, when the movement can give a strong samskaras, strong spiritual experience in one life, there's a better chance that the people in the next life will join the same movement. So that could be point 11. And then we discuss a little bit this. What did we discuss? ISKCON membership and social development. Okay, the importance of small group. Remember, especially those two English preachers. One was